Hello, and welcome to ShamrockED, conversations with the Berrien Springs Public Schools Superintendent, Dr. Thomas Bruce. This episode highlights the achievements, experiences, and growth within our performing arts programs. The panel will share stories and insights into their success. Today's guests include Band Director Kelly Rosselit, Choir Director Carrie Vandenberg, Berrien Springs High School Performing Arts students Tony Jordan, Esme James, Clair Kim, and Melody Kertawidjaja. And now, here is Berrien Springs Public School Superintendent, Dr. Thomas Bruce.
Hello and welcome. This is Dr. Tom Bruce, and I'm the superintendent here at Berrien Springs Public Schools. And as many of you know, we have three strategies. That's student attendance, achievement, and engagement. Today's topic is really around achievement, and we have a great panel. We have two teachers. May one of you introduce yourselves?
I'm Kelly Rosselit. I'm the high school band director here at Berrien Springs.
And I'm Carrie Vandenberg, and I am the choir director at the middle school and the high school and the drama director.
Outstanding teachers here at Berrien Springs. And we have four students. Let's go around the table.
Hi, I'm Tony Jordan. I am a choir, band, and drama student, and I am the French horn section leader in the high school band.
My name is Esme James. I'm a junior at Berrien Springs High School. I'm the drum major of the band, a member of choir, and a drama cast member.
I'm Melody Kertawidjaja. I'm a sophomore here at the high school, and I'm a part of choir and a cast member for the drama department. My name is Clair Kim, and I'm a junior, and I'm a member of choir and was also in the musical.
Outstanding. Thank you all for being here today. With the end of the school year, both band and choir receiving high ratings at regional and state level, can you share a favorite memory from this year's competitions or performances? Esme.
My favorite memory about celebrating one of our achievements was at the state competition. We all waited for them to write our rating on the board, and we all had to celebrate super quietly because there were other bands performing, but we were all like, super quiet, but that was definitely my favorite.
So, like even better than a golf clap, it's like the index finger clap, right? Like, yay us. Mrs. Vandenberg?
One of the fun experiences that we had this year at District Festival, Belcanto received a perfect score in sight reading, but the interesting part about it was they actually had to do their sight reading on the bus. And they did an outstanding job, even though the circumstances weren't the best. There were some scheduling issues in the building, so we ended up having to do it on the bus, and they just did it and made it happen.
Oh, that's amazing. Mrs. Rosselit?
For the high school band, we did basically a hat trick this year. So we hosted and got straight ones at District Marching Festival. We got straight ones at District Concert Band Festival, and we got one at State Festival.
Wow.
But my favorite was at Marching Festival. We were hosting, and the whole stands, we're the last band to go on, the whole stands are filled with people there to see marching bands.
Yeah.
It's not for an athletic contest, it's a band contest, and everything was full. There were people standing, watching, and cheering, and you just felt like a rock star. And we were ending with a rock tune, so it felt right.
That's great.
But it felt really, really, really vibrant, and just the momentum was awesome. Our kids did great.
That's awesome. And I'm with you. I think when marching bands are really hitting it, it draws people in. Outstanding. So let me go to the students, all right? So a few questions for students. Can you describe a performance or competition that was particularly, I hate that word, memorable or impactful for you this year? And what made it special? Like a memorable performance this year. Anything you want to say?
For me, I would say it has to be our spring concert. Our spring concert is, for choir, is something that I look forward to all the time because we get to do a whole bunch of choreography, and it's so much fun. It gets the crowd really excited and into it, and it's just so much fun.
Great. Thank you, Tony.
For me also, it was a spring concert because we were singing songs that weren't, I guess, classical songs. It was really fun because Tony he choreographed a number, and it was really fun, and it felt like I was in musical all over again. And at the end, we were all singing "We're on this together," and I don't know, it just felt like a really big party surrounded by family, so that just made it really special.
Anybody else?
I feel like since in the arts programs, we're all kind of working towards the same goal all the time. I mean, I guess you're doing that in the classroom too, but in the arts, everybody is motivated mostly in the same way, and we all love what we're doing. So I feel like that since we're all working towards the same thing and we all love music, it just adds a different sort of teamwork aspect.
Let's go on to the band and choir directors. How has the band and choir program evolved over the years, and what new initiatives are you most excited about?
Well, when I got here 10 years ago, the band had a maximum of 45 people, and we were hovering around 100 this year. So in a decade, we've been able to bring a lot of people into the program, had a lot of support, and it's been so much fun because the more people you have, the bigger your sound can get, and the cooler music and the more intricate music you can do because you have the instrumentation to do it. So that's been a really cool climb for us.
So that's our intro to all the new kids coming up, like, come on in, right? Because we can do bigger and cooler stuff. Yeah, I love that.
In the last 14 years, since I've been here, the choir has grown tremendously. When I first was here, there were 2 middle school choirs and 2 high school choirs. And now we have a total of 7 choirs. We have 3 in the middle school and 4 at the high school. So I'm really excited about where the program has gone and how it has grown. But we also, because we've been growing, we will be adding a full-time middle school choir director next year as well. So I'm really excited about that.
Yay for us. I am excited about that too. But how do you bring people along that are new to choir or new to band or new to marching band? Like, how do you bring them along and make them part of it or make them even better? Tony.
So you just have to kind of lift them up, like if you're really experienced with something and somebody new comes in, you have to take them under your wing and just be there to be their mentor, be their guide, and just help them throughout their entire journey.
Great. And how do you know that?
I actually have firsthand experience with this. There was some new people joining choir this year that have never been in choir before, and I just saw that as an opportunity to just be their mentor.
Wow. So Tony, it sounds like you do a lot. You're the choreographer. You're also the one that wraps your arms around people when they come into the group.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Tony also learned how to play the clarinet just for marching band this year. He joined marching band for the first time. Then he switched to French horn. Then he's horn section leader for the fall. So Tony has done this all over, and he's in the youth orchestra. And I saw him carrying a violin the other day.
How's participating in performing art programs helped you develop personally? Esme?
It's helped me with my responsibility, like being a more responsible person. And I think also since joining the music programs, I'm a little bit more personable because I've just been forced to connect with people that even if I didn't think that I wouldn't have before, I did. And it was actually super fun. And so now I feel like I know how to talk to people better and make friends with people that even aren't like me at all.
This is one that we talk about as a school board and myself with adults and with teachers and administration. Like, how do we get our kids to have conversations, collaborate, meet each other, talk to each other? So I love to hear what you just said, Esme. I think that's awesome. That's what we all want. Anything else on that one? Melody, what are your thoughts on that topic?
I would say it really helps with your self-confidence. All these music departments, they really force you to push yourself out your shell. Especially with musical and choir. For choir, sometimes we have to sing by ourselves in order to fix our mistakes, and then for a musical, just for the sake of performing, you have to put yourself out there, get uncomfortable. But I think it's just the environment that we keep reminding everyone, everyone's here for a reason, and we're all here to support each other, and our mistakes are what make us closer.
Yeah, we could all learn from that one. You're absolutely dead on, right on that. Love it. Let me ask also with the teachers. You guys both talked about how it's expanded and it's grown. And I think about competitions, we've been much, much more, I would assume, but we've been really active and really high performing. how have your practices changed or your strategies for instruction changed? Without getting too teacher nerdy, how have things changed as far as how you teach or prepare our kids?
I don't know if they've changed. I think it's just really important to be consistent. One of the things that I always say to my students is that it's important how we practice. So, do you guys know my saying?
Perfect practice makes perfect.
Perfect. So perfect practice makes perfect. And not necessarily that we are going to be perfect, but it's important for us to go into the mindset of every rehearsal, practicing and thinking about how we're practicing and not just going through the motions. And that's, I think, really important to teach students how to practice, because what you practice is what's going to be presented.
And keeping the standards high.
Yeah.
Because that's, even if we're having an off year or an off day, the standards still have to be high because that's our expectations. And the students rise to them every time.
Esme, what do you have to say about that?
I feel like the passion that our teachers have really helps us feel motivated to do better. And I feel like another thing is having the discipline and the desire to do well, because if you love music, you have the desire to do well at competition, and the passion that your teachers have for that as well at least fuels me to do my best.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you. So let me ask you this. So you guys talked about, perfect practice makes perfect and high expectations, high support. And when I think about how well we've done in competitions and preparing for those competitions, I'll say it's obviously about reading music and playing the instrument, including your voice. But what else is involved? What's like the stuff, the mortar between the brick, or maybe the personal side or the emotional side, or what else is in there to make our students perform at such a high level?
I think we're both emotional women. And that comes out like every time we pick up the baton or get in front of our groups. We wear our hearts on our sleeves, and the kids know, like, when we're in it, they know we are in it. And they know that we will tell them exactly, like, we're not going to mince how we thought that rehearsal went that day. If there could be something better, we're going to tell them about it. We're not going to keep secrets and hide, because that's not fair to the kids. We are very open with honesty, and very honest. Yeah. And I think just the emotional side of us helps the kids get emotional as well. And you can tell when they are all in it, it's electric.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's been a lot of things talk about when it becomes emotional, you're truly attached to it. Let's talk about the future. As you think into the future, maybe 5 years, 10 years, how do you think these experiences are going to help you? Claire.
When I was in choir, something that I really appreciated in how Miss Vandenberg taught choir was that we were able to not just breach the subject of music, but also we were able to learn more about other subjects of study while being in choir. For example, math. In music, you got time signatures, you got numbers, you got to count or you don't come in at the right time. Science. When we sing, Ms. Vandenberg taught us like what parts of our body we should, I guess, use to make our sound come out the best, I guess. Like zygomatic arch, lifting up the zygomatic arch, or using your stomach to sing. Like just things like that showed me that everything's connected and you can achieve beautiful things when you have that connectedness and you see how different things, I guess, influence each other.
Thanks, Claire. Anything else for future aspirations, you old high schoolers?
I think in college I'll definitely be a part of a band or a choir, one of the two, just because I really love music and I don't know if I can go without it while I'm in college. And for a while I also thought about being a band or choir director, and that's still kind of on the edge for me. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely still thinking about it. But at one point it was what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. But I think in college I'll definitely be a part of one of these programs.
Very cool. What a great compliment to you guys, right? To our teachers. Anything else?
Well, I've always been planning on going into music in the future. I really want to do vocal performance, but I also want to do instrumental performance as well. My biggest dream is to be on Broadway. Yeah, and then like sometime in the future, I also want to be a band and orchestra director. So
That's cool. That's cool. We got to keep us aware of how that's all going. So I'll tell you from an adult standpoint, when I'm hiring people, I love to have people that have experiences like you guys are having, because you guys are performing together, collaborating together, working together, talking, discussing, building, creating, and just what you said, you're putting yourself out there, right? You're taking dares, you're taking on things, and you understand that losses or defeats are okay. So the idea is you can bounce back, you're resilient, right? So we love, as somebody that hires people a lot, love those kinds of things. Those are great skill sets. Mrs. Rosselit, Mrs. Vandenberg, what do you guys see for the future of our programming?
Well, next year, Gail and I are going to plan an alumni concert for the choir, and we would like to invite all the students that have never been able to perform in the performing arts. We are planning a big alumni concert next year, so we are really excited about that. And I just keep hoping there's so much in that new auditorium that I'm still learning. So what it is capable of, I think we are just going to keep learning and keep using it, and things are just going to get better and better. So I'm excited for the future.
Outstanding. Anything in band?
Well, we're hosting the District Marching Festival again.
That's like our third time now, isn't it?
It'll be the third time.
Yeah. And I think people love it here.
It's a really nice, Berrien Springs is a nice complex because everything is so centralized, and we get a lot of schools that don't want to travel very far, but we are center. And all of our stuff is very easy to get to, building to building. So we are hosting that again, and it hopefully will be electric again.
Great. Congratulations on that. And I just want to say for our community members, these are events that they can all come to and be part of. I mean, we have some of the best performances around. You have really great, comfortable seating, and again, amazing performances. So if you're retired or your students have just graduated and you don't know what to do with yourself and we're having these great things, come on out and visit us and watch these great performers. So likely there are younger students or even parents listening to this pod, and what advice would you give to them if they're interested in joining the performing arts or band but might feel hesitant?
Join. Please join. You won't regret it. Really.
Anybody else?
Everyone is just so supportive of, like, you know, whether you're experienced or not. All the instructors are really supportive. And, you know, there's no way for this program to grow without, you know, everyone younger and their parents supporting them to, you know, just come and be a part of it. And, you know, you can tell that it's a good program when you see all these alumni coming to all the concerts just to support the current program. Like, it's really encouraging to see, even as like a current student, that like the past students like love this program so much. It's like changed their lives, even if it was like 10 years ago.
yeah, I would just say you kind of just have to go for it, because last year when I was in Beauty and the Beast, I won't lie, I almost didn't audition because I was so scared. Because I have never done a musical before. I've never even sang in front of anyone, and so it was terrifying, and I almost didn't do it. And I'm so glad I did, because now I love theater, I love the performing arts, and it's just an experience I would never forget, and I would never trade for anything.
Thank you all very, very much. You're all outstanding. You did a great job. Big smiles all around the table. And thank you, and have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to ShamrockED, Conversations with our Superintendent. Be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or our Berrien Springs Public Schools YouTube channel. For more information on Berrien Springs Public Schools, visit homeoftheshamrocks.org or follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you for joining us on ShamrockED. Together, we are shaping a brighter future for our students. Until next time, keep inspiring and stay connected with the Shamrock community. See you in the next conversation.